How's the community? 2021, baby, came out swinging. Lot of big shoes to fill. I'd say this year. It's been exciting so far. I got some big plans. How are you feeling, dude?
You know, you're right. It had big shoes to fill. I thought it was going to go a different direction. The positivity. You know what I mean? The wonderful goodwill towards men that we've all gained during this COVID lockdown. We've all learned to love each other, right?
Yeah.
No. Wrong. We've all learned to hate each
Correct.
other. And because of that, the storming of the Capitol happened. Guys, we got to talk about it. I mean, it's the biggest news probably in the last, I don't know, 5 months.
Yeah.
Protesters,
I mean, as a human
I would say,
being-
honestly, are they protesters? Rioters.
Rioters, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, they're very violent. I was surprised at how violent they were.
I was going to say, once you elbow a window in, you've lost the protest part of it.
How are they not dead? I always thought I knew American cops were like, no messing around. Even the border cops.
So that's
When I drive across, even they're strict. They're stern.
look at that, dude.
There's
What
no
is
messing
going on?
around. No crossing the
Listen,
line.
I saw a funny tweet that said they're no longer impressed with Nicolas Cage stealing the Declaration of Independence.
These guys
Because it's
walked
so
in on
easy.
them,
You
man.
just walk in.
Yeah.
Just go.
It's and I feel look, as a human being, I'm like, this is rude. But as a YouTuber, I'm like, this Trumpy baby, he brings the hits. He always brings the hits, this guy. People were really trying to ignore him. People were really trying to be like, okay, you're done. Just go away. We're done with this guy. He tried that Georgia call where he goes, hey, just find 11,000 votes. Would you find it, idiot? Hey, you're Republican? You call yourself Republican? Find 11,000 votes, dumbass. He does this. Everyone still kind of said, okay, who cares? I know it's illegal. Who cares? Storm the building. Trumpy gets the hits.
Okay.
He always gets the hits.
Most of the people who stormed it were his followers, QAnoners,
Right.
a lot, the gaggle, of Trumpers, and they kind of got. First of all, they got in, so everyone was kind of shocked by this. All of a sudden, you look at the news and you realize that literally these people are storming through. No, where's the cops? Where are the people stopping these guys?
American cops, yeah. I mean, if they were brown, all dead. I mean, I know everyone did this joke on TikTok like within seconds, but like if they were brown, get everyone out and just carpet bomb. There's a terrorist thing on. Honestly, I don't think black would have been as bad. I think black would have been like violent, way worse than this. This was like, hey, I really thought because like no one really got arrested right away. Only one person died. So I really thought that they kind of just charged in and said, hey guys, it's us. We're all friends. But they were mean. They were like violent to the cops. And the cops
There was
really
definitely some violence going on. This guy's
Look
sitting
at
in Nancy
this.
Pelosi's office.
rude.
The guns are drawn. Guys, what do you guys think here? What do you guys think? Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. I, as an independent, you know, I like to rip a little bit on the lefties. I like to rip a little bit on the right.
Yeah.
Huge L for the right. This is a gigantic L for the people on the right. And let me tell you guys why. Forever,
Inappropriate.
what the right has been saying is that, yo, you guys on the left, y'all are crazy, dude. Whenever stuff happens, you overreact. You riot, you loot, you burn things. We're not like that. We're the party of law and order. So then, you know, if you're going to say that, you got to be the party of law and order. And so all of a sudden, they're storming the building and you've lost your standing here because now you're the guys looking like a jackass. I'm sorry. That's the way it is. And then all these guys are like tweeting out, you know, oh yeah, you guys got to stop. You guys got to stop. But Trump's like, hey, this is what happens when you piss people off.
Yeah.
It's like,
Trump
wait
didn't
a
back him up
second.
at
You
all.
can't say that. He's like, hey, law and order, but you guys are totally right for what you're doing. You're right for what you're doing.
Totally.
It's crazy.
No, it is embarrassing. It's kind of like when you hear those stats that there's more white terrorists than brown terrorists. I'm not even saying like I don't know. Every now and then I'll see a stat like that, and I'm like, what? That's embarrassing. Like it's like you're the thing that you've been complaining about all year.
No. Okay, so here's how I feel about it. What happened a few days ago will sharply divide the Republican Party between people who are like old conservatives and people who are like Trumpers. Because the Republicans are done with Trump. A lot of Republicans are done with Trump. They're tired of him. He said it was like the steal or whatever, but he didn't have the evidence there.
Nothing.
It wasn't
nothing to back it up.
I wouldn't say nothing, but you have to show systemic, you have to show this is a systemic problem. And so you have the people who still like all they believe is Trump. If Trump says it, they will believe it.
Yeah.
And then you have sort of everybody else. Now at this point, Fox News is like no longer with Trump. I mean, they like
for a month or two. They left after the election.
They broke from Trump. A lot of people like Tucker Carlson broke from Trump. A lot of these old Republicans broke from Trump, and you still have like Trump's base, but it's
Crowder.
It's smaller. Yeah, dude. I mean,
I thought you were gonna say Crowder. Yeah.
No, I mean, no, seriously. But it's very interesting to see. Forget about politics. Let's talk about gurus.
Yeah.
No, guys, we got to talk about this for a second. This is literally history happening.
Guys, this is history, and this is the highest guru in the land. Sorry, man, but this guy is the guru of his own cult. We actually were trying to get a guest on who wrote a book about that. How he is like the leader of his own cult, kind of. Like people follow him, and it's like it is. Here's we
what
have
I think. You just can't worship these leaders. Like these people, like people worship this guy. That's the problem. I don't think it's look. If in 2016 you wanted to be a fan of Trump, okay, that's fine. You like that he dunks on some libs. Okay, I get it. But you can't worship the man and think he's infallible. Because if you do, you end up doing this and you're going to end up going to jail. A lot of these guys will go to jail. And that's something we should have talked about. Like, all right, so
we should,
Amish, honestly, I broke my own rule. I have a rule to never talk about politics. Well, you know what I mean.
I mean, you got to. Turn 21, man. Is it a rule? What is the rule?
No, that's my own personal thought about it. But this was too irresistible because it was so like... way too much.
I came on the show because of Trump.
Yeah, that's true. But so I tweeted out, "Hi, Mom, I'm going to jail soon." Like, look at this guy. He's stealing the podium. The speaker podium.
I thought it was like this. I didn't know it was so violent. I thought they just came in and the cops were like, go ahead, guys. Get in there. I thought it was like that, but they beat down cops, man. It's crazy that they got away with this.
No, well, they're not. Why? But that's the thing. The FBI's looking for these guys, whatever. So here's the thing. So,
where's the Trump party?
So let me show you this. I don't know where my phone's ringing right now. I got to go to my likes here. So we got... a guy named Baked Alaska went in there. He's one of these guys that's going to get arrested. He goes in here. He goes into Pelosi's office. He's talking on the phone. He honestly thinks Trump told him to do it. So listen.
Trump would be very upset. And they'd be like, no, just say we love him. We love you, bro. No, he'll be happy. What do you mean? We're fighting for Trump.
Okay, you hear that? We're fighting for Trump. We're doing it for him. This is what Trump wants, right? That's like what you think. You think Trump wants this? No. Trump later comes out and condemns these dudes and goes, "No, I never asked for this." Basically,
but he did. What do you think?
I don't think he's responsible for the violence.
Did he not tell them? Like he was in a march, rally before.
He didn't tell them literally to go storm the Capitol. So he didn't say that. But he created the mentality that caused the storming of the Capitol, 100%. Because if you think your democracy's in shambles, literally every single news outlet, including Fox News, including all the Republican senators, if you think they're all out to get you, honestly, a revolution starts to make some sense.
I mean, and he's been pushing it for a while. I know it hurts. But then Trump, even AOC was like, check out his people, and everyone's like, stop it, whatever. But yeah, no, he's been showing these signs, I feel like, for the last year.
Yeah. I mean, but then he comes out and basically says...
immediately deployed the National Guard.
Actually, he didn't do that.
Of law
well, he did too.
And
this
order.
Is the second.
The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy.
This is the sound of all of you guys who like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's two different types of people who like Trump. But like the people, like the true Trumpers, that's the sound of him throwing you under the bus. Just
the stormers, yeah. That's
just up, bye. Which is funny because it's a departure from what he actually said earlier on. Earlier on, He said this. He goes, where's those tweets?
He basically said, we love you, go home. He did say go home now,
he goes,
but he's like,
these are the things that happen when a sacred landslide election victory is so unceremoniously and viciously stripped away from great patriots. So before they were great patriots earlier on in the day. Now he throws them under the bus. He goes, y'all are protesters, y'all are looters, you're rioters. We don't like you guys, da-da-da. Before they were great patriots, now you're dead to me, whatever. So, like, he's, like, stabs in the back. So I saw a lot of, big Trump supporters saying on their thing, like, basically, Trump needs to pardon us, Trump needs to pardon us. He's not going to pardon you. Sorry, that's not going to happen.
Well, let him do himself. He just signed one for himself, and someone told him you're not allowed to do that. So let's just see if he can do himself first before he is out for number one, man. And I'm shocked that people still believe this guy. Like, I mean, everyone in his political office, like you look at Michael Cohen, the Italian guy, Scaramucci, all of those guys, he stabbed them all in the back. Roger Stone, he helped at the last second. He gave him a pardon or whatever, or he like expedited his jail time or whatever. But everyone else, like Michael Cohen and all those guys, he just throws them under the bus. Pence.
Yeah, but he's never thrown his. This is totally different. I feel like, Amish. I feel like you're wrong here. This is not what the usual MO, because his actual MO is that everyone who doesn't basically kiss up to him, he throws under the bus. But in this case, the people who are the most avid supporters have been thrown under the bus, and now are going to go to jail. Like, this guy right here is going to go to jail. This guy baked Alaska.
Hello, U.S. Senate. Yes, we have a fraudulent election.
I love how they're just like so like frat boys though. They're just coming in like they were like, this is serious. We gotta go. We gotta take it. And they're going like, hey, woo, I'm taking this.
Okay, this is one thing that in the agenda of the media I don't agree with. I do think that saying it was a coup has become popular. I could not agree less. I think that it's not a coup. It's a bunch of protesters. I think the reason it's been called that is, for one, it's for clicks. But two, it's because, okay, you stormed the Capitol. What else do you call that? Like, that is something you would do during a coup. The problem is that this is not like some masterminded thing from, an Italian war general who has all the puppets under his control. This is just a mindless ragtag of goat head guys.
Have you been to Panama?
No. But first, address that. I mean, do you agree?
I'm addressing that. I'm saying, like, in Panama, they have the building where that coup happened, and he successfully took over.
This is the guy. This is the goat head guy.
This guy's so silly. But because Steven, I mean, coups are not always so organized and proper. Like, coup usually happens. It is like a lot of times a ragtag team just goes and takes the capital. That's what could happen in Pakistan. America's bigger.
I really don't.
But
believe
that's how
that.
the Panama, like, what's it called? Not Panama. Sorry, Cuba. There, if you look in it, it's like these guys are rock and roll, dude. They just ran up on the thing. They were organized. They had whatever. These guys, yeah, you're right though. They're not like an armed militia.
No,
they're not
no.
Like an armed group.
They go in because they're pissed off, and Trump did.
Yeah,
but Trump made them pissed off, and so that's what makes me laugh when he's like, "This is what happens when you steal an election." He goes, "No. This is what happens when a president who lost doesn't concede and says that everything has been stolen from him." Blah blah blah. Well, he doesn't actually have the hits. That's the thing. If he had the numbers, if he could prove this, Republicans would be all the way behind him. But you've got Mitch McConnell, the stubbornest Republican on record, saying, no, Biden's the president. Like, if you can't square that in your mind, maybe there's a problem with what you've been told. The fact that the Republican senator who's the least out there for popular appeal, right? He's always getting ripped in the media. Mitch McConnell. So he's not doing it for media points. He literally says, hey, look, we'll pull that clip up in a second. But I wanted to address this real quick. Some people have been saying that this is Antifa, whatever. Oh, it's an Antifa thing. They came in dressed. Okay, and this is one of the things they bring up as evidence. This guy, goat head guy, he was leading the charge here, and they go, this guy was at the Arizona BLM rally in June. Right. Okay, I want to address this real quick.
Wow.
There's a guy this guy's not a liberal. He goes, people keep saying this guy's Antifa or BLM. He is not. Please stop spreading disinformation. I've spoken to him in depth on camera in Arizona. He's a huge supporter of QAnon and regularly walks around with a sign saying, Q sent me. How does stuff like this keep spreading? So yeah, guys, please don't spread, fake facts. We got to deal with just the facts here.
I want to see a video of this guy being like, I'm not left, I'm not right, I like a party, goddammit. I want to go out there, I want to see a crowd, I jump in there. That's all I'm here to do.
I'm here for the protest, baby.
I support protests. I like to just fight power. That's what I'm hoping for, maybe.
Can I say?
I don't know.
Can I say something else? Can I say something else?
Yeah,
hey, if you look, I saw people saying, like, look, first of all, the fact that someone died here, very sad. Multiple people. And the officers who died in line, that's the saddest thing of all. I feel terrible for them because they did not sign up. I guess they did sign up, but you never expect that to happen, right? Like, you don't expect something like this to happen. They got put in this terrible situation. They were just doing their job.
Officers died,
but
though?
I don't know how bad I feel for the protesters who died. It's a terrible thing, yes. But is it a shocking thing that you go to a protest, a violent protest, you break into the Capitol building, and you die? Like, I'm honestly, I'm surprised by anything. Everyone's talking about it like it's surprising. The only thing I'm surprised by is more people didn't die. I think you break into the Capitol, you break windows while there's a Senate in session. You should expect that's like a death sentence.
Dude, they're in there. I couldn't believe that the senators were still in there. I'm like, how are these people all not dead? The senators were inside?
Well, yeah, and then the guns had
Oh my God.
The people had guns drawn, and the restraint. I mean, it's shocking. Honestly, it was a good display of restraint. It's because I guess one lady was shot out of, I don't know, 10,000 people or 1,000 people storming the Capitol. That's really.
Are you saying that cops died though? I didn't know that cops died. I thought
I know at least one cop died last night, which is terrible. I mean, like that's really bad.
That's terrible, man. So now that's going to get real. I mean, not
and that's what I've been saying. Like, that's the problem is that you're the party of you kept saying you were the party of law and order. Now here again, I just want to reiterate. So this is Lindsey Graham. There's also a clip of what's his name, Mitch McConnell, that we'll pull up too. But listen to this, guys. If you like Trump, these guys have been with Trump for all this time.
There are people dying.
But literally at the end, they're like, look, you can't do this.
There are people dying.
You can't do Capitol building.
To my good friend from Illinois, to make sure we have a chance to argue among ourselves, and when it's over, it is over. It is over. The final thing, Joe Biden. I've traveled the world with Joe. I hoped he lost. I prayed he would lose. He won.
So Southern.
He's a legitimate president of the United States.
This guy could be a
I
preacher.
cannot convince people, certain groups, by my words, but I will tell you by my actions, that maybe I, above all others in this body, need to say this. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are lawfully elected and will become the president and the vice president of the United States on January the 20th.
So, look.
It's great.
If Trump had the numbers, if he actually had the evidence, these guys have been paying attention. It's been their job to pay attention to this for the last 2 months. They've been paying attention.
No, they wanted him to win.
They don't want... This guy's like, I literally got on my knees and prayed to God.
I prayed to God
That Biden
I said, don't
would
let
lose.
Joe Biden win.
I mean...
I said, make Biden lose, God. Please, give us a win. Give us a win. It didn't come through. He's great, dude. I love his accent and everything.
It's so that's the thing, like that. I don't understand how anyone could still be thinking that there's something left to talk about here when all of Trump's allies have all said, anyone paying attention has said, the same thing. Look, here's McConnell.
Requires respecting the limits of our own power. It would be unfair and wrong to disenfranchise American voters and overrule the courts and the states on this extraordinarily thin basis.
How does he keep winning? He sucks.
And I will not pretend such a vote would be a harmless protest gesture while relying on others to do the right thing. I will vote to respect the people's decision and defend our system of government as we know it.
And so he put in the vote for Biden. I mean, again, the most staunch. You cannot call these people rhinos. Amish, I'll tell you. Can I tell you something?
Damn.
I got on Parler last night. Never been on Parler before, but I had to.
Is that like Omegle?
No. It's like Twitter for conservatives. Because I wanted to know what people were saying about these.
Yeah.
Like, basically, I was like, surely at this point, you admit that Biden's won. Even if you don't like it. You don't have to be happy about it. But, he won.
Yeah.
Bro, no. Everybody who comes out, like, now, McConnell, rhino, fake Republican.
Yeah.
The second you go against Trump, you're fake. You're fake news. Da da
Yeah,
da.
yeah. And I do feel bad, like the person who got shot. Like I feel bad that she got caught up in this. Like it is like a cult a little bit. Like you're brainwashed in, and then you just believe it till the end. Like she was posting all this QAnon stuff on her timeline, and the QAnon stuff is very. I've said this before. It's a very well written conspiracy theory because the stakes are high, and we got to go, and we got to get to work, and we got to do something. And like when you read it, you're like, damn, this is like a great book.
Yeah, sure, Coffee, and you just went on Grindr to see what people were saying. Hey, I just wanted to see what the app was about. Come on.
Wow. Yeah, no, it's really easy to get caught up in a cult.
No,
Izzy,
you know what
you're
I'm
right.
shocked at?
I mean,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Just Izzy was saying it's easy to get caught up in a cult. She's right, man. I mean, we should be compassionate about these people in that sense that like I feel really bad for them. That they really thought that like we're gonna go for Trump. Let's go, guys. He's gonna love us. He's gonna think we're the best. They're like all he's gonna love us. Trump. Ah! Like they were like getting wasted and shit, running with the guns, and then next day they were so sad on Twitter. He even said on Twitter, he's like, what did the guy say? He's like, I can't believe Trump would do this to us.
Hold on. This
to us?
guy, Nick Fuentes, is a big Trumper.
Yeah.
He said, and like, he goes, where is it? He basically said Trump must pardon. Oh, here we go. Trump must pardon all of his supporters who are charged with relation to the Capitol siege. Oops. Sorry.
Nope.
Oops.
No.
Not gonna
It's not
happen,
coming through
Nicholas
for you, baby.
Fuentes, buddy.
No, Nicholas.
Sorry.
No.
And then he got
over.
pissed off. He goes, because then he realizes that Trump's not going to pardon him. In fact, he threw him under the bus. And he goes, people are willing to die for this man. And he just threw them all under the bus. And by the way, again, this guy is a Republican supporter. Okay, or sorry, not like a hardcore Trumper. That is the only thing shameful about the events of the last 36 hours. Okay, whatever. I'm sure the usual suspects thought this was a good idea. I hope Trump reverses course. No, he's not going to. You are going to go to jail.
Nick, someone died. The saddest thing that happened is that he pulled back the support. Someone died.
Multiple people died. But did I tell you that there's apparently a story floating around that one of these guys was trying to steal a painting from the Capitol, somehow accidentally tased himself, and died of a heart attack.
That you told me, and in the balls too.
Yeah, he died. I was gonna get to that. He tased himself.
Sorry,
in the
were you
ball.
trying to?
I
I'm
was
so
trying
sorry.
to set that up.
I jumped on your line. Sorry, dude.
No. Tased himself in the balls, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Am I saddened? Yes. Am I surprised?
Yes.
No. I'm not surprised. You go to a protest, you might get yourself tased in the balls, and you might die of a heart attack. That's what the thing you risk when you go to a riot or a protest.
Especially if you have the taser in your pocket. If you brought the taser, didn't you?
I think he did bring the. I don't know, but I think he brought the taser.
Oh.
My guess is he brought the taser.
He brought the taser, right? I mean, you brought the taser. You went to a violent thing. Everyone's moving around. It's jostling. You got a protector for that thing? What's the case? You got to get a taser case, and that's public service announcement number 1 today.
Yeah, guys, you got to get a taser case. That is the public
Get
service,
a taser case.
Announcement number 1.
Public service announcement number 1.
Yeah. Look at this. This is madness. Look at this guy get tased in the face. I love watching this. Oh my gosh. Or sorry, maced in the face.
Oh, that's so sad, man.
They're
also young too. A lot of them. They just sometimes I see these 20-year-olds. I'm like, dude, it's a tough economy. No, I do feel bad for them, man. Even like that they did a terrible thing, but I do feel bad that like they believe this and they're gonna fight and willing to die for it. How sad that he put up the worst thing that happened is
the only thing sad is it's not going to do anything. And the thing you were all whipped up about wasn't real. Not even the Republicans who've been looking at this forever like even agree with it. It was just Trump who just cannot take the L. I was telling you, this is the Trump where the worst Trump looks is always when he's losing because he's the worst loser. It looks good when he's ahead, but when he's behind, it looks kind of pathetic. This is what I was telling you about. We were talking about Brian Rose.